Hey YouTube, how's it going? I know it's been a while, and to be honest, I found it pretty hard recently just to make a video because for those of you who don't know, I'm in Vancouver and the weather has been terrible recently. Also, I just been spending a lot of time just talking to my members in in my Discord recently, so haven't really been able to make a video. But today I thought, a good time to make a video and just catch up on the portfolio. So without further ado, let's get started. Mm. All right, so it's currently today, it's February 22nd in the afternoon. And the portfolio since the last video has been down. Anybody who's been following the stock market for the last couple of days know that we had a huge major sell-off on Friday. So 24 hours before making this video, I was at about $194,000. And then in one market day, it dropped $3,000. But actually, the market hasn't been really good ever since Boxing Day or the beginning of the year. So I feel like even though we've been making a lot of successful swing trades, just everything in the market as well as my portfolio has been going down. So what I'm gonna do is quickly show you just the for this video, I'm just going to quickly show you the recent swing trades that we've been doing. Um, so far, still, we are undefeated. We're up to 50 to 60 trades, consecutive wins in a row. Before I show you what's going on in the portfolio, and then we'll end the video by just telling you, what I'm looking to buy next and what my future plans are. All right. So without further ado, let's first get into the swing trades. So. Um, I keep all of my swing trades in a Google Doc called Swing Trade Journal, and so far February has been looking pretty good. We started February with a second Uber trade. Um, so last month we did an Uber trade where we made $120, where this Uber went from $68 to $80, and we caught that movement. And then in February we started the month with an additional Uber trade just by holding it for how long was it? Just by holding it for 16 hours, and we made $36. I'm not sure if this was covered in my last video or not, but ASTS was another stock that we were in. And in just 45 minutes, we made $20. And this was only with, I believe, what was the gain on this? It was an 11% gain in 45 minutes. So because it was only $20, I think I invested too little. That was the problem. I invested about $200, something like that. And it just moved up quickly, like so. Um, Later on in February, we also closed out an Nvidia trade. This is after the DeepSeek news, where I was buying Nvidia at about 115 average, I think, and then selling it off once it was in the high 120s, 130s when we made on the Nvidia trade, I believe $318 US dollars. So it's pretty good for a 24-day hold. We also shortly after earnings also sold off on Amazon as well. Actually, this is not after the earnings, it was before and after. Because those of you who are following the Amazon earnings report, actually Amazon fell quite a bit. So I was alerting my Discord that I think Amazon's going to fall here. I sold most of my position, but I had a few shares left that I just couldn't sell off properly, successfully due to work. Those of you know, I don't do this full time. I actually have a full time job as well as a second job, and this is just my third side gig. Um, so basically, the trade didn't go through, and I was stuck with a bunch of Amazon stocks that I want, but the thing is, it just depreciated quite a bit after I missed selling before the earnings call. So that was quite unfortunate. So we only left the Amazon trade of $183. Next was Archer. This was a 30-minute hold. We caught the movement from $9 on Archer Aviation to $9 and not 82 cents. Made a quick $16, 9% through Archer. Coca-Cola, you would be familiar with this stock if you've been following my video since the beginning. I bought it back in October. and it's paid a couple of dividends. And with the Coke earnings doing well, we sold off our stocks there. Looking back, it wasn't my favorite trade. I think if I put that money that I put into Coca-Cola into other stocks, that we could have caught more growth in the time that we held Coca-Cola for. But at least we were able to get out of that trade with a win at $19 for a 90-day hold, which is not the best. So for my calculation, it was only a 1% gain. Tesla we held for 3 days. We caught the movement. We caught the drop right at the bottom at about $328 on February 10th. And then we held it and then we sold it at 356. Made a quick 13% on Tesla just by holding for 3 days, $95. Wayfair, this one will be another stock that many of you should recognize just because I've been holding it just for quite some time, probably 2 months or so. Again, just like Coca-Cola, not my best trade. Probably one of my worst ones. Reason being that we've been holding it since December, and it was Valentine's when we sold it, and we only made $22 off that. For my calculation and how much money I invested in it, it was only a 2% gain, so not the best. But after that, Booking was a much better one, Booking.com. So Booking.com was a stock that even if I didn't want to sell, I actually was considering holding for the long term. But ultimately, I did do a swing on it. I bought it on February 4th from the dip that presented itself that day. We held it till Valentine's as well, and then we made a good 9% in 10 days, which is about $37 of profit based on how much money I invested. It wasn't a lot. I think it was only like um $400, something like that. It wasn't a big investment. And finally, the most recent swing that I closed was QBTS, quantum stocks. Again, this is not me just getting into quantum early like back in November. Quantum has already moved up before falling after Jensen Huang said that quantum is something that's going to happen, 10 years, 50, 20 years, something like that. We were able to catch a movement from I believe, I don't have the numbers here, but I think I bought it around $6, and then I sold it around the average of $7. So that was a 6 day hold, $112 profit, US dollars, 11%. So really happy with that. All right. So these are the swing trades that me and my Discord has been working on. Again, if you're interested in joining my Discord and following my swings as well as my portfolio, I'll actually provide a link in the description so that you can join if you like. However, to watch and view the exclusive content that would require one to be a Patreon member. So just keep that in mind. All right, so going into our portfolio. So despite the crazy amount of money that we've been making on swings, we're actually down since the last video, which is not the greatest. If you see our portfolio, we're down this month 2 to 3%, which is about $5,600. And it could have been a lot worse if we don't do swing trades. This is why we do swing trades because we can capture more growth movements of the stock market up or down, regardless. And the reasons why our stock portfolio is down is just because the market has been down. February has historically been a down year, one of the worst performing months of the year. And to top it off, I am making a video one day after the worst drop in February. So a lot of the losses is coming really from the TFSA. So opening up my TFSA right now. So this month we are down $1,000, despite the fact that I have a new position in NVIDIA, which is Harvest NVHE, and I'm currently up 14%, $535 in the profit there. Um, because everything else is just not performing well. So Happy Tea, you guys are familiar with this one. It was quite in the dumps recently. If you look at the past month chart, or 3 month chart, you can see that big movement down since December. So December, it was about high tens. Now it's in the high nines. So quite a big drop. So I'm down 5,000, close to $6,000 in Happy Tea, 8%. Um, the next one that I'm really down on is RS Real Estate Sport Split Corporation. As you can see for this one, I'm down about 19%, $3,000 because this one has also been spiraling down. The Canadian economy is not good, and after I am able to get out of these holdings in my TFSA with a break even or better, I probably will probably stop doing Canadian stuff in general, just because I feel like you can see macroeconomically, Canada is not doing very well compared to the US. I think if I moved all my TFSA holdings into US funds, that will be doing a lot better. But currently, this is not something that I have to panic about. My train of thought, well, years ago when I bought these, was that I wanted different sectors. So that's why you saw me buying RS, because this is real estate. And it's kind of like my way to capture, investing in real estate without actually having to buy a house or an apartment. But as you can see, even if you try to diversify and have different industries part of your portfolio, that the bad performers are just going to bring down your portfolio in general. That's why I don't think it's an absolute that you have to diversify. You should be diversifying in that you don't put all of your money into one stock, but at the end of the day, you still got to put into winners. And if it requires you to reduce your holdings to get winners, that's totally fine. So I think that's why I've always been preaching a very adaptable and versatile style. Lastly, the third stock in my TFSA that's dragging my portfolio down is UTES, which is Canadian Utilities. It was up on Friday, but if you look at the last month and the last 3 months, it's been down quite a bit from the high nines, close to $10, down to the low nines at 9.14 right now. So I'm down $988, 7%. Not a big investment in this one, but it will be the first one that I probably can break even on and just get the money out and put into something else. QQCL, USCL, this is my US holdings in this one. As you can see, when it comes to US holdings, it's just looking good. Even with the big drop on Friday, the massive sell-off, my QQQ is still up 7%, $800. And also USCL, which follows the S&P 500. With that big drop, I'm still up 9%, $1,200 gain with that one. And these ones all, remember, pay me monthly dividends as well. So these holdings to combine pay me about $1,600 a month Canadian in passive income. Finally, before I turn the page from my TFSA, I just want to show you my newest holding in my TFSA. It's ETHY. Yes, I'm back in this one again. This one follows Ethereum. And since I bought it, Ethereum has been down quite a bit, 17%, but that's totally fine because once Ethereum goes back up, this one's probably going to double. So I'm loving this one. I get monthly dividends from this one as well. But also when it eventually does go up, we could also seek to profit a lot from the growth. All right, so moving into our non-registered, show you what swing trades I'm in, also some of the long holdings that I have. I'll start with the long holdings first. So my first long holding is Visa. Visa is still killing it. This is the only stock that I have right now that I don't have to look at, and it's perpetually up. So I have about $3,300 invested in this one, and despite the dip on Friday, it's still up 16%, which is about a $550 gain. So I love Visa, and from my analysis, it's going to keep going up. So I'm loving that one. The second long holding that I have would probably be SoFi. So SoFi is selling off. Not gonna lie. We saw last month and last 4 or 5 weeks, so far hitting, the tops of, if you look at this chart, the tops of $18. Also recently, it also hit highs of $17. And in the last week or two is just selling off. So this is one of my long holdings, and I'm actually kind of down on it. 2% after the fall that we had this week. My average is $15.40, which is actually a pretty good average. But because of how much we lost in the market yesterday, it's even lower at 14.77. So I think I only bought 4 or 5 shares yesterday, but that's about it. I put more of my money into other stuff. that I see for good swing opportunities. The last, I would say, long-term holding. Actually, wait, I have two, three more. Next one is Tesla. Tesla has been selling off quite a bit in the last month or two because of poor sales and their EV vehicles. So I have a $15,000 investment. This one I'm down about 10%, which is about 1,500 loss. Am I worried? Not at all. Um, if you've been following Tesla, Tesla is down recently from its highs of 480 because well, in the recent earnings that they basically missed, right? Because they didn't sell as much vehicles as I expected. But I'm not worried at all for two reasons. Number one, and this is the reason that everyone's talking about on YouTube and everywhere else, Tesla is not just a car company. Tesla is now an innovative technology company, is doing a lot of stuff in FSD. It's also getting into energy as well. And it's also doing all the stuff in AI and robotics. So these are all $10 trillion companies. If you add these together, Tesla's worth way more. It's down right now because in the short term, all bearish investors can see are the miss on the vehicle sales. But that leads me to my second reason why I'm not too worried. So the first reason being what I just said. Tesla is not still not being fully valued as a tech company. They're still being seen as a car company. Number two, the car sales are down because they're actually all the Tesla dealerships are telling the clients in the last couple months to hold off on buying Tesla because of the brand new model. The brand new models could be completely different, new, way new from the previous ones, can drive much longer ranges. So actually, someone in my family recently went to buy Tesla at a dealership, and the car rep that we dealt with straight up told us, "Don't buy Tesla right now. Wait a couple more months, get the new model. It's so much better." And we didn't buy it for that reason. So am I surprised that the earnings of, the sales of its vehicles in the last quarter is down? No, because they're moving in a transition phase right now to selling new models. So everyone is excited to buy the next model. So I think Tesla's definitely going to go up, probably, but it's probably going to be a bit of a longer hold, probably end of this year, 2025, second half of 2025. I think Tesla is going to do really, really well. And remember from my previous videos, I'm the one who made crazy amount of money on Tesla back in October and November. Uh, Tesla, if you're patient with it, you're going to do very well with it. Tesla does not. Tesla rewards the long-term investors. It punishes the short-time traders. We're not looking to trade Tesla. We're bullish on Tesla for the next couple of years. So it's a hold for us, despite the big drop in our the value of our stock. All right, the last two that I have that's considered long holdings would be Google. So my Google average is about 170. And Google has been selling off since earnings. Earnings did not go well since it hit a high of 208 before earnings. It's dropped down to now about 180, 185, 190 area. So I'm still up, but despite that, Google's not doing well recently, just because of, CapEx, how much money they're looking to invest in this race on AI, and investors are just skeptical because they don't know if this whole investment in AI is going to pay off or not. But I still think Google is undervalued. I went into investing in this last year with a plan, and I have my targets that I want to hit before I sell. So I'm not worried at all. So that's the biggest thing about investing successfully, that even when things are down, even when you have a day like yesterday, which is a complete shit show, that you still hold on to your stocks and you still stay convicted in the winners. Amazon. So this is actually a new position that I had because if you saw in my swing trades, I sold my Amazon recently before and after earnings. With the dip that presented itself this week, starting when Amazon was about priced at 222, I've just been buying, buying, buying. The more it dipped yesterday, the more I bought, all the way down to Amazon is down to about 115 now since 222. Sorry, 215 since the price was at 222 on Thursday, and I've just been buying like crazy. So now I have an average of $33.96 on AMZZ, which is a 2 times long ETF of Amazon, which means that in the future, when Amazon grows, my gain will be double what gains one would get from the regular Amazon stocks. Okay, so let's just quickly see, at my average, when I'll break even. So I'm at 33.96. So if I look at Amazon, when was Amazon at that price? Let's see. So wait, oh, 1 second. Go to AMZZ, 33.96. The last time this was at 33.96 was about here, February 21st, 11 a.m. February 21st, 11 a.m. So 21st, 11 a.m. So yeah, my average is probably around 222. Yeah, 222, 221, around there. So once Amazon gets back to those levels, I would have broken even. So totally fine because I think at these prices, Amazon is a buy. All right. So lastly, just want to show you the swings that I'm in. These are holdings that I don't want to hold for too long. First one is PayPal. So for me, PayPal, I'm in at $79 average, and currently the PayPal is trading at 75. I see PayPal as a $90 stock in the short term. When it goes up, I mean, it could still drop a little more, but when it goes up in the short term, I think PayPal is a $90 stock. The reason why PayPal is down because during earnings, it beat on earnings, but the guidance was weak because I think the CEO of PayPal is sandbagging PayPal, meaning they're being conservative in their projections of what PayPal will be earning in the future. And the reason for that is because there is a trade-off in business, right? There's either short profits for the investors in the short term, like big profits for the investors in the short term, or there's delay profits for the investor in the short term, but bigger gains in the long term. And PayPal CEO is now saying, I'm looking for, I'm going to sacrifice any gains in the short term and the profits in the short term for bigger gains in the long term. PayPal is spending more money on creating new things and infrastructure. So therefore, there's going to be a bit of hurt before these investments and this move is going to pay off. So once that happens, if it's successful, I see PayPal being a $200, $300 company. If it's not successful, even in the long term, this will still easily be over $100 per share. So even though I'm a little down on this one, about 4% after the sell-off yesterday, I'm not too worried about PayPal. I have about $2,100 in this, and I'll probably look to sell when it gets back into the 90s, starting in the 90s. Two stocks that I bought because of the dip yesterday. The first one is NU. This one I missed because I was looking to buy NU. If you guys saw from a previous video, and then shortly afterwards, there was political instability in Brazil, so I got out of there. As soon as I got out, it dropped from $12 to $10, which is a good move, but I kind of worked my way around other stocks, forgot about this one, and it went up without me basically at about $13, close to $14, about a week or two before massively selling off. So now I'm back in this for the swing. I only put $230 in it. It's not a big one. My average is $10.97. It's currently trading at $10.94. So pretty close to breaking even. And let's see how high it could run. The second one that I have that I bought yesterday was Archer. Archer was another one that was selling off like crazy. From what was the highs? The highs was $11.40. So I started buying when I started hitting $9.18, which wasn't the exact bottom, but it was pretty close. The exact bottom yesterday was $9.11, and I got 9.18, so I'm pretty happy with that because we are on Wealthsimple, and if you guys have been using this like as long as I have, you can never catch the bottom. It's a free broker, whatever. But we're already up a little bit since it's kind of around the 920s. Again, just a small position, $230. And I'm waiting to once I get like a 10% gain, I'm just gonna sell out of that one. A few other ones to show you guys. Actually, I'm not gonna talk too much about it, so because I don't want this video to last too long. But the last one that I'm gonna quickly introduce is OPTT. The OPTT, this is a penny stock because as you can see, it's trading, at less than $1 per share. Um, I'm very excited about this one. I am in this one at about $1,500 with an average of 74 cents. Now, I was buying this before the big sell-off yesterday. That's why it's a little higher than what you see it's currently trading for. But I'm totally okay with that. Um, OPTT, yes, it is a penny stock, and that means it's high risk. But this is an energy company. It's an energy company, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking far in the future. And I think energy is the next industry. Just like how last year in the summer, you would have been early if you were in on quantum, right? Now, like, yes, you can buy, QBTS and Rigetti when there's a huge dip in the market like there was yesterday, but you're never going to get the prices of being early in an industry. Like last year, if you were in Rigetti when it was trading for like a couple of dollars, right? So that quantum is now kind of like done and over with, right? Some of these stocks have, gone up a couple 100% in the last couple months. The next one I see is going to be the energy companies, and OPTT is one of them. Now, it is a penny stock, which makes it volatile, right? These companies, they're not really strong financially. They could fall whenever, but I think it's worth the risk. I think what I'm going to do is play this like how you should play a penny stock. And let me just tell you how that works. Okay, so I'm at 74 cents. If you look at the numbers, okay, so OPTT hit $1.61 around January 6th. And after pulling back, it will hit numbers like $1.15, 85 cents, 92 cents, 95 cents. In the most recent rally, it was at about 91 cents. Okay. I'm at 74 cents. So what I'm trying to do is wait for this to move to about, the 90 cents, sell out my position of $1,500, and whatever gain I make on that, I'm just going to leave as a runner because I'm super, and this is me being super conservative from my analysis and my conversations surrounding this stock. It's gonna take a little longer than what I bought this at the same time as QBTS, D Wave Quantum. And QBTS already hit. That's why you don't see it in my portfolio anymore. It's now posted as a swing trade. This one is gonna take a little longer than that one. But hitting the OPTT hitting the ones again is almost a sure thing. Okay. Now, how much higher than that? It can hit probably even higher than that, and there is a decent chance of that happening as well. All right. So I'm being conservative, trying to sell off at the 80 to 90% range. Okay, but it's actually if you're more high risk than I am, it's the conservative move is to sell off in the ones, but it could also you should be selling off of the twos to play this one properly. And I'm just being even more conservative by selling off in the 80 cents and the 90 cents range, and then just waiting for the ones just because I want to manage my risk. Okay. So I'm loving this stock. Every time it dips, I'm buying this one. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's something I'm very interested in. So before I close, the reason I want to tell you why I'm interested in OPTT and a few other things, why the YouTube channel has been a bit on a delay recently. It's because I'm actually expanding for the last year, half a year that I've been doing stocks. All of it's coming from myself and the time that I have to research. But now I'm currently partnering up with business leaders, insiders who know stuff in different sectors that I don't know. Okay, it's divide and conquer. Okay, I don't claim to be a YouTuber that knows everything, like I'm some kind of deity that can has a crystal ball can predict the future. I'm just human. A lot of this is from my analysis, okay? But I'm trying to make this business even faster in growth. And what I'm doing is partnering up. So I'm currently partnering up with some insiders, some experts, who are good at finding the next big stock that's going to move. Okay. So the last couple of trades that I've done with this new partner was QBTS and OPTT. These are the stocks that I got into recently because of their information, intel for me. and they've already been tested by me. If you guys saw Archer Aviation, that was one that I also got as a tip off from them. Also ASTS, that was the big one that basically convinced me. They as soon as they announced ASTS, and you saw in my swing trades, it moved up 11% in 45 minutes. Okay, so you see, my newest, you know, contact is good at getting in these stocks that are about to surge in the next minutes, if not hours and days. Okay. So that's why I'm very bullish about OPTT as well, because I trust my contacts. Okay. These guys are good at this area. And so for those of you who are in the Discord, you're going to get the swing trades for when they post as well. Then, but also I want to tell you that I'm also looking to build a partnership with someone who's has intel and an expert on crypto. The reason being, those of you guys who may not know, I was in real estate for over a decade. This is something that an industry I've been working for many years, and I've found made a lot of networks there. So one of the clients that I used to have, they did crypto, and they came from a family that started from humble beginnings. They grew up with a mother who was very, very um, humble and saved every penny. But this person made their wealth through crypto, and most recently, they're looking to buy a $6-7 million house here in Vancouver. Okay, so and this is someone that I'm now looking to make partnership with as well. We already have a history of doing business together, but now I just need the time to reestablish that connection. And if that works, I'm looking to also bring in some crypto trading for this viewership of on my channel as well. So that's something that's a project that's in the works. It's not going to happen overnight, but maybe in the coming weeks and latest months, that's something that's I'm going to be excited about and updating you on as well. So if you're interested, stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for listening. This one is a little longer than intended because I wanted to catch you up on 3 weeks worth of missed content. But yeah, um, after doing this video, it was quite fun and can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye.